Have you ever read a book that's been turned into a movie? If you haven't, you're definitely missing out. Books always seem to be better than the movie in lots of ways. Now, don't get me wrong, I love when they turn one of my favorite books into a movie because I always think it's awesome to watch what I've imagined seeing while I was reading at home come to life on the big screen. However, it seems that there are just some things in a book that you can't put into a movie. So I'm going to tell you why I think books are better than their movies. As you know, Hollywood can get imaginative. A little too imaginative if you ask me. When you read a book and you hear that some director in Hollywood is going to make it into a movie, you get excited. Hollywood's reputation for accurate movies based on books, though, isn't very good. Take, for example, the new movie Allegiant. Now, if you haven't seen it, you might want to cover your ears because I'm about to give major spoilers. The new movie Allegiant is definitely inaccurate because the main character, Triss, doesn't even die. In the book, she dies. The movie, she doesn't. And as you watch the movie and you try to follow the plot from the book in the movie, you realize it's completely different. Both Four and Triss end up going back to Chicago, which isn't supposed to happen because, well, one, Triss dies. Another thing is they end up inventing some gas that wipes your memory, and that wasn't in the book. So, granted, the movie was great. I loved the movie. It just wasn't the book, even though it said it was based off the book. So, another example I have is the Percy Jackson book. The first book specifically. In that book, it was based on Kronos, who's an evil Titan Lord, and he's supposed to be rising to take over the world, but he's not in the movie. So the whole plot of the book is pretty much taken out of the movie because they took a main character out. Not to mention, they didn't even have major characters like Clarice or Ares, who's the god of war, who Percy Jackson ends up having a fight with, but that's not in there because he's not in there. And movies end up leaving out details that can alter a movie's meaning or hinder the making of other movies, like Beautiful Creatures. Beautiful Creatures is a book series made up of 4 books, and they only have one movie out because they changed the ending. The main character, Lena, her eyes change color, and that's supposed to happen in the 3rd book. So they can't make any more movies because they changed it. Plus, a main character, his name is Macon, his death, he didn't die the way he did in the 1st book, which makes it to where, because he comes back to life in the series, it makes it to where he can't come back to life, kind of. And I mean, they can't make any more movies. I'm sure they would have thought of a way to do it, but they can't make movies anymore, so it doesn't really matter. So, while it's wonderful for our favorite books to be turned into movies, it can't always live up to a book reader's expectations. There are still great movies based off books like Catching Fire and Prisoner of Azkaban, but we just wish the movie could follow the book a little more exactly to what we read and imagined. So I ask you, are books better than movies? Thanks for listening.